How's it going, YouTube? Hi Drax, and in today's video we're going to be doing a little bit of a different video. I'm just going to be speaking to you guys about what I want to see from Legends for the 2022 year of the game. Obviously we just wrapped up 2021 and honestly 2022 hasn't been so bright thus far. The events in the game haven't been too great, and hopefully Legends can improve upon what they've already done, which is create a very decent ecosystem within the game and hopefully make it a lot easier for people new to the game and a lot easier for people who have been with the game for a couple years now, as we are approaching the 4th year anniversary. Obviously there are specific things I will be talking about, because obviously scope of which how many things I can speak about is quite a lot. So I will be cutting a lot of the nitty and gritty things and just speaking about general stuff that every player can use and every player can benefit from with these changes. Obviously we're going to be going into the main menu, and that is going to be a better and easier way to get to the present gift box. Obviously the present gift box original icon was situated between the news and the item box. It has now been removed, and now we have to manually go to the home screen and click the top right underneath the chrono crystal account that you have to access the presents. I don't know about you guys, but this is kind of like my second inventory. I use this to store a lot of my co-op medals, skip tickets. I haven't maxed out my energy yet, but once that does happen, obviously those energy will be dropped in here. So obviously I would like to speak about this, and honestly the first major change should be with the gift box is to allow to pick up your oldest items first. If we look at this, I have got a ton of items. I got 364 unaccepted gifts, a lot of which are skip tickets and the co-op coins. Thanks to the Hoi Poi event, I've got a surplus of skip tickets, so whenever an event rolls around that requires a large amount of skip tickets, I'm gonna have a ton of those. Look at this, like I have 7 days left on these coins, and honestly when that time comes I'm gonna have to manually come down here again, scroll, and then click each individual one to accept them, which is ridiculous if you think of the scope of this. Imagine doing that 364 times, clicking multiple different screens just to accept a item or gift. It's not a very fluid system, it's not very optimized. I just wish that they would finally implement accept max gifts 30 per time, oldest first, which is honestly what they should do. I don't really think it's going to be a big deal to do that. It shouldn't be that big of a deal, honestly, to just accept the oldest gift first. But that is one small change they can start with in the general aspect of the game. Second aspect is going to be in the equipment or exchange shops specifically. Equipment does need to change. If we look at the equipment medals, I do have a little bit, but not too much. I use quite a bit of already. If we look at these equipments in here, all of these equipments in the shop have been here forever and they haven't added many of them. I think this Vegeta one and this Vegito equip has been added recently, but before that we had just you wait androids and then all these EX equips which have been here for like 2 years now. Honestly they should really update this and add in a lot of the extra equipments, because when it comes time to grinding specific equipments it does need to change, because there's no access to these equipments when you want them. So I do want to stress that they should update the shop. And then the Z-Metal shop, these are the PvP exclusive equipments, and then it goes down into the tournament of power equips. If you look at these equips, a lot of the exclusive equips are in here as well, such as the first PvP equip. Honestly, a lot of these PvP equips here are decent, but not on the same level as other equips in the game. They're pretty good, but honestly you shouldn't really be farming those equipments. You should rather just wait till the event rolls around where you can just pick those up. Another thing I want to speak about is the Legends tickets. You guys know that once you summon on a banner you have the option whether to purchase Legends tickets or whether you want to purchase a summon coin, which you can then trade in for tickets and then use those tickets to summon. These guys are way too expensive. They don't deserve to be at 1,000 tickets. These guys, all these guys here up until Vegito I think should be at least 400 it shouldn't be 1000, regardless of how broken they are once they're Zenkai. It shouldn't be 1000. Another thing is they should really update this roster of units. The last unit we have is UI Goku, and the fact is, post UI Goku we still have Gogeta, there's still Broly, there's still future Gohan, which is now almost a year old. So I feel like they should actually update the shop and finally throw them in here, because it's about time they start taking care of the shop and adding a little bit of quality of life updates, especially in this section. What else? Remnants, nothing else is really the issue here, but I do feel like the exchange shop has gotten quite cluttered. So they do need to sort themselves out and maybe optimize this and maybe cut this down to maybe about 50% of what it is. Maybe just keep around a certain few. I do understand that these are back temporarily, but still it does look quite cluttered. Legends Weekend, Sparking Missions, Co-op, and then Zenkai Rush, those are like the 4 main ones. But if we look above this, the Goku, Frieza, Super Chrono Crystals, Legends Festival, all of these coins are still here, even the original coins from the Goku and Vegeta banners and the Trunks banner are here. Legends Welcome in the New Year event, and then the Raid event. There's just too many shops in here and they need to clean it up. It's honestly getting frustrating to search for certain shops, especially when I'm looking for the Legends Weekend shop, but then I end up clicking on the Sparking Metal shop by accident because it looks so similar. Maybe changing it up and adding a new tab, maybe 3 tabs based on what they are, like events, limited events, and maybe permanent would be better for that. But yeah, I think it's honestly a good change to do, considering that it's quite a big mess here. Another thing I want to speak about is going to be energy, and honestly energy has stayed at the regular 10 energies for about, I think since the game's inception it's been 10. I think it's about time they pick it up to 15, because there's quite a few events right now that require a lot of energy to get through, especially if you're looking at like newer players. Specifically, I'm targeting newer players because when it comes to them specifically, there's a lot of new content that they have to get through, and honestly when it comes to energy, it's not like there's an abundant source. Fusion Reborn Gogeta, this is a new event. Not many stages, but the fact that you have to run this entire story 100 times does get a bit taxing, considering when you have a lot of other stories here, such as the Kaba Android 20, Fearsome Android 20. Then you have to think about, you have Frieza, you have to get 14 stars, then Goku, then you have the Battle Gauntlet, which requires you to use energy. Then there's the Gokus, and then obviously the Rising Battle and the Legends Road. It's just a lot, so I think it's time we picked it up to 15. It would also maybe benefit the veteran players, making it easier for them to clear content, because I've pretty much established that as a rule, a lot of the Legends content creators, a lot of the Legends veterans, these guys are using skip tickets a majority of the time. They just clear once, get the missions done, and then they skip ticket the events to get it done. If you're not doing that and you're actually playing the event one by one, then you're completely different. I don't understand why you would do that, but honestly, getting through these events and honestly trying to preserve your energy stocks, which is pretty much the little values below your energy bar on the top there. I have quite a bit. Honestly, it wasn't this high, but considering that there hasn't been much content to grind for me specifically, it definitely picked up to almost maxed out, which is now 9570, and then the max is 10,000. So definitely want to see a change with the energy. Now we're going to get into the nitty and gritty stuff, which is going to be the Legends formula, I should say, for summons, units, and how things are going to go in future. And we're going to transition over onto dbzlegends.space. If you guys want to check out this website, the website is legends.dbz.space. It has everything you need, all the characters, all the story missions, all the summons, items, what roles you can get on them, where to get them, the best place to farm. So do go and check that out if you don't know about that already. And let's see here. The first thing I want to speak about is definitely going to be about the blatantly obvious things, such as banners. If we look at the banners that have released completely from like last year, I think starting with, I think it was Frieza, full power Frieza. I don't remember who released after Gohan. I think it might have been Frieza. But at least on Gohan's banner, we had Android 21, and then we had the LF Gohan, which is 2 units, something that doesn't happen anymore. Now all we get is a bunch of filler LF units and then featured sparkings that are honestly outdated and pretty much worthless on these types of banners. This formula needs to change. This business model needs to change, where they release a single LF unit. Honestly, people should not be summoning on these units unless it's a make or break unit for your team, for your game. If it's your favorite unit that you literally cannot play this game without, then you should do it. I can't tell you to stop. I can't dissuade you. If that's your absolute favorite unit, then you must summon for that unit. But if it's just like, oh cool, this is a new LF unit, it looks pretty good, do I want it? Yes, but the banner is terrible, then don't summon for these guys. These guys are single new unit banners. Their step ups are atrociously bad. Even though they added all these coins and stuff, it's still atrociously bad. The fillers are always going to be worse and worse depending on whether or not these units are in rotation. I don't want to see a single LF release in 2022. I really hope that they take a little bit of a step back, reevaluate how they do these banners, and hopefully start releasing 2, maybe 3 sparking units, because once it comes down to it, a lot of people don't pull these LF units on these banners. And now with introductions to what is summonable ultra characters, it's time that they pick up the rates for LF units. It's time to pick up the amount of units that actually put on banners and increase, honestly, the sparking Z power you get from banners as well. So definitely want to see that. And with the introduction of Rising Gogeta, ultra characters get 2000 Z power. I think it's time that they finally jump the gun and finally make, instead of 600 multi Z power, you up this to 1000 and then leave normal sparkings at 600 multi Z power. I think it's time, because with the power creep, you're not going to be able to use a 2-star LF in PvP. PvP has become extremely hard to get into, especially at the high ranks. Once you reach that rank 45 and go up to rank 50 and 50 plus, maybe in 60 and 70, you're not having a good time, because a lot of people in those brackets have these units 7 stars, 9 stars, 11 stars, 14 stars. These guys are not messing around, and these people are paid to play players, unless they're getting super lucky, and then obviously that's a different story. So yeah, I think it's time you pick it up and give us 1000 multi Z power per LF unit, and hopefully things change, because running a unit at 3 stars is a lot better than 2 stars, and getting 2 and maybe 3 copies of an LF is a hell of a lot easier than getting 5 and 6 copies just to make them relevant. Gogeta, when he dropped, if you didn't have him 6 stars, he was borderline useless in the meta. Zamasu at 3 stars was pretty decent because of his kit, but once he got to 6 stars, he was a completely different animal. He could actually hold his own very well. Same thing with the Super Gogeta. He's decent at 5 stars. Once he gets to that 8 star, 9 stars, he's really good. So hopefully they take a step back and hopefully adjust the multi-Z power that you get from these types of things. But anyways guys, that's my little rant slash hopes for the future in regards to Legends. Hopefully they change up their business model and start introducing more units on banners. I think it's time. Honestly, it's honestly time that they start changing things up, because releasing a single LF unit and then releasing the other 2 units on a Legends Rising banner 2 weeks later is pathetic, because when it comes to Legends Rising banners, you're not going to pull those units because it's really difficult. But anyways guys, I hope you enjoyed today's video. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. I will be doing some different types of content on the channel, so I hope you stick around to see that. My name is Hydrax. Catch you in the next one.